not do it at all. But when my business folk or clients ask for my services, I will either offer it for free or a lot of money. That's all from our side. Thank you so much. Handing over to Himansi.
Thank you, Hema. Thank you, Tanish, Yashika, and Sankalp for giving us an insight about photography and entrepreneurship. I'm sure by now everyone would have got an idea on how to be an photography entrepreneur.
Moving ahead with the event, I would like to call upon our guest speaker for the day, Mr. Archit Rege sir, who is a creative director at socialdonor.co. He is a freelancer photographer and also has a photo journal page known as The Amazing Indian Guy and has a follower base of 16k plus on his socials. He has his own YouTube channel with the name Archit Rege. He has conducted events such as photo walks, workshops, and also shared secrets on how to shoot in portrait mode in collaboration with the OnePlus student community page on Instagram. He has also done shoots for various brands and magazines like Vogue India. By having said this, I would like to hand over the session to you, sir.
Uh, Hello everyone. Thank you. Nice to meet you all. Amity students and Israel. Thank you for having me. Uh, all right. Welcome everyone. Today I'll be sharing things about my journey, things as a photographer, even a videographer, how the content space has shaped in the last 2 years since pandemic. Since a lot of people can't just go out and shoot much, you have to be more creative and you have to share new ways and creations. You can shoot indoor, new technologies and stuff. So I'll just be sharing my presentation that I've made for this special event. Just hold on. I'm not getting the screen share. I got it.
Just before we start, I would like to request everyone to either raise their hands or put their question in the chat box. So, like, if at the end of the session we can clear it out. Over to you, sir.
All right. Screen sharing. I'm just having a bit of trouble.
So if you want, we can do the share screen part as well.
Visible.
Yes, sir, the screen is visible.
Inside this window. We use Teams at work, but still it's so glitchy and stuff on with MacBook. I think you guys can share it. This is only allowing me to use the camera or the share screen. It's not allowing both. I'm only getting Microsoft screen.
Yes, sir. I hope the presentation is visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay.
All right. So everyone, welcome to this little webinar that we're going to establish what all things we can do with photography as a medium. So Tanishk and all the other speakers have done a great job initially talking about what are the ways and paths you can take, how you can be a photography writer. I didn't know that form of profession, photography writer. But yeah, a lot of people in museums and stuff do need people to describe what kind of picture, what's the story behind it, how it was taken, how many shots, how many years it took for them to develop that style and stuff. So, Sankal, I'll just say next, and I need to change the slide. Okay, you can, yeah. So today I'll be sharing my journey. So a little about me. I'm a photographer. I first started as a graphic designer doing typographies and stuff. I started Instagram back in 2013. So next year I'll be completing 10 years on Instagram. That's longer than a lot of you guys have been studying in college probably. Also, I've done a couple of music videos. A lot of them have been related to hip hop since it's a very big and growing genre. And a lot of people these days will put creative director in their bios. A lot of Instagrammers to start off with, but barely 2 out of 10 actually know what it means. And a lot of photographers and videographers will end up being creative directors later on. So I'll just give you a quick grasp of it. To be a creative director, there is a lot of different ways you can be a creative director. But just know that you need to know at least three skills in masterful knowledge of that. It can be just photography and editing. It can be video editing. It can be knowing a music instrument and knowing how to use musical softwares. It can be really good copywriting and blog writing. It can be curation of articles for a specific community, channel, influencer. It can be knowing how to really edit through editing softwares, not just one, 4 or 5 of them really, really well. Can be being a really creative artist drawing a lot of stuff. So to be a creative director, you need to have executed enough projects, let's say somewhere around 30 to 50, that you can visualize a process. Let's say someone wants you to shoot a web series. You can totally understand how this web series is going to be shot, what cameras are going to be used, how many days will end up in this, how you're going to edit it, how many days will go in editing, at what point you're gonna introduce sound design to it, at what point you're gonna have some changes in the script in case it falls short. So having that experience and all, a creative director is usually onboarded for a lot of big campaigns by clients and stuff to help them visualize how the project is going to take in the back end of it, not just shooting editing, but how much time it's going to take, how it's going to affect the current trends, and how is it going to go on different platforms and all. So creative director has to think all of this on the back end through and through, and be a lot of communication person for all of the team. The director usually just does the editing and the shooting. After that, they're not much involved in the writing aspect and stuff. So creative directors are those people that do that. And this is a job that is only gonna keep growing and growing. We'll need creative directors for 3D worlds, VR worlds. We'll need them for what do you say, user generated content, idea trends and stuff. So a little more about the uh, you can change it, Sankal. Next one. About Dismantle Media. Dismantle Media as a production house has started in 2019, around 18 actually, yeah. And we've been running for 4 years. We all have our ups and downs. So Dismantle Media is a new age production and creative house based in Mumbai. We call it new age because we don't own any cameras technically, like big film cameras or so. We don't own any studio. It just started off as three kids hanging out saying we can do much cheaper work than a lot of big organizations and all are charging out, and do deliver a much better product in the end. And then all our offices were in our phones, all our laptops have all our pitch deck presentation. It's a lot of going here and there, meeting a lot of clients. So we don't have an office, we don't have an address. We didn't have employees, we had all interns. We had 15 interns, all of them worked amazingly, upscaled. A lot of them are doing a lot of advertising work these days, amazing skills they honed together. Marketing, growing their careers and all has been very integral for them whenever they chase it back and link it to having worked with us. Even as interns, they learned so much. When you have a small and tight team, you can share a lot of skills with a lot of them really fast and really tell them how to network better so they upscale on their own career and professions as well. All right, I'm going to be sharing some work from Dismantle Media next. One of which is photography. I personally have been doing photography for a lot of time in events. That's how I usually got my start. And a lot of college kids these days will get to shoot events in e-sales, in musical events, in a lot of stage performances and outdoor events and stuff. I got my start doing event photography for a lot of hip hop and musical artists. As you can see, this Divine for Red Bull Music. There is Azadi 2.0, Seedhe Moth, if you guys know, Prabdeep, all these artists, Swadesi, and Ritviz and all that. So I've toured with practically every hip hop artist you can say, based in Mumbai, even all the way from Dharavi to Delhi. I've shot them. I've toured with them for many years. It's not very, I would say, this is not the most premium income photography thing, but it's the most fun because the life is fun. You get to hang out with amazing artists that have great insights on their own fields and stuff. And what you shoot, no one can again replicate it. You'll be like, be in the moment, and you're kind of freezing it. For not just saying landscape photography is not fun, but shooting events, it's like you're at a party. You have to capture everyone having fun and stuff, and it's one of the most fun ways to shoot it. All right, next up is we also do a lot of artistic photos. This is some from my own collection. A lot of these are surrealist light painting, light trails kind of pictures. The middle one here on the is done on the train tracks in Bhinder. It's like 4 years old. The shot on a camera rented from someone, and the one on the right is shot at BKC. Now that light trail that you guys can see is a big BST double decker bus going on. Big the big double decker bus is kind of an extinct species of Bombay now, but so that picture in like 50 years will have a lot of value and sentiment attached to it once you can print it and stuff. uh, this light painting funnel picture, middle bottom, is a picture we took in CST. It was like at 1 a.m. in the night, and we had missed the last train, and we were there to shoot light painting and stuff. This is a picture that blew me up on Instagram in 2016. It got like 800 likes back then, which is like a lot, and 100 comments. You guys can still go and check it out. The light trail that you see, just me using my phone and just doing this circular thing and going back 1 feet while I'm doing it. So a lot of people thought that the reflection was faked and it was just photoshopped down. I said, we don't photoshop, we don't know how to do Photoshop, sorry. And the water puddle that you see, that was actually artificially created. We had to go find 3 4 water bottles, put it there. So it had more depth in the picture than just like an empty rough ground or so. So in the next one, that dismantle media also does. And so a lot of my personal portfolio and dismantle media is mixed because a lot of things we did together, a lot of things I already had on my own portfolio from photography from all these years. So Sankalp, if you can move on to the next one. A lot of our services are videography services. A lot of you in photography, in like 3 to 4 years, you'll master some form of niche or category that you're really comfortable in, and you will eventually go to video. So a lot of content that we consume, video, is now 90%, and the rest 10% is photo and written. If a lot of young people are there, I assume your screen time would be somewhere between 4 to 6 hours a day, easily. Uh, if you put if you go on your phone and check in Android especially, you can check that your screen time is going to be 90% video, 80 to 90% video. Even video games are video. So if you're gaming and stuff, barely do we just read text and stuff. uh, Dismantle Media has done a lot of brand adverts, digital content. We've done documentaries. We've done creative VFX for pre-lined edited projects. We've done the Dada Saheb Phalke 2021 award show. Edited. I personally edited it within like 2 days. The after movie of that, the event teaser and stuff. Next along is 360 content. Now, this is a very exciting field for you guys. I'm sure a lot of people here are into AR, VR, and want to know what is the next evolution of photography. How can it be more immersive than it already is? So 360 is what is going to help you guys get a lot of competitive edge. Personally, I feel I invested in a 360 camera before I invested in a DSLR. So I got a GoPro Fusion one, which was the first 360 camera, consumer camera that came out, and people could use it. And I still have it. I still use it a lot. A lot of content from 360 is great because you're future proofing your content, and there's amazing creative ways to shoot it with it, video and photo both, once you like master it in like a year or so. So with that, you can create looping GIF animations. You can see the right and the middle one are looping. They're just pictures, but they're looping. With video, you can do even a lot more stuff with 360 because A 360 captures everything around you, your hand included. And if you can tie a rope and throw it down a building, you can practically cheat a drone shot. It doesn't matter if it's 20-foot building or 30-foot. Just go to the corridor and throw a rope on that camera and just let it go to the ground floor and come. And then you look at the video, look like you're on a drone camera going up and down. And that's just one use case. Like people are attaching their GoPro, this 360 cameras on a paragliding rappelling hook and just throwing it. It goes half of 1 kilometer. It looks like a drone is flying all the way through and stuff. So a lot of you should keep an eye out on 360 content and invest in different ways that you can use this, because Meta, Facebook changed to Meta, and all of their initiations are going in blockchain, NFT, AR, and immersive VR content. So going along, next we have videography, which we've already talked about. So this is from the set of shooting a song called Duro Duro with Alia Bhatt as the dancer and the Durbin. These are the artists. We shot this in like 4 days, and the pre-production was just 2 days. That's how tight these projects are. It was a massive project just for a small music video. The amount of people that you need. This was shot in Mehboob Studio in Bandra. It was around, I'd say, 30,000 feet big workshop warehouse with 7 sets built into it at the same place. And they had to build it, break it, build another one the next day. So what I did on this was the set design, creative direction, the lighting. If you can see the middle set, it looks like one of the Korean K-pop sets. That's what they wanted for the song. The outfits that she's wearing, the colors on the lighting, how they wanted a bit of a cyberpunk look and stuff. A lot of people don't know the Durbin, but you might have heard this very famous song they did called Lamborghini. So these are those singers from that. We also did the edit and VFX for this, along with a few more team members. Going on the next one. These are just some close-up shots and stuff. Yeah. That is a camera rig shooting inside a. You can see a video like this size was also shot when they want to fake something. That's like a ambulance kind of traveler car. But so they wanted a Stranger Things look to it also. And sometimes in the sets, it's just cheaper to fake it, get a car, get an inside, then actual building rooms and stuff. You'll be surprised a lot of times how many cheat shots and stuff we do. Okay, going to the next. This is a quick glimpse capture from a music video I shot. It was a diss track to Ami. This is one of the first music videos I ever did, and the team didn't have a budget for it. So all of their outfits were rented. We didn't have a camera for this. We shot it on phone. It's shot on OnePlus 6, and people still don't believe it when they go back and see this image or the video that I'll have them link in the. You can just search disrespect anyway, and it'll come up. It has a lakh views and so. So during this, we realized a lot of things in production and stuff. This was one of the first projects of Dismantle Media as a company. Moving on to the next one. This is a glimpse from a second music video. Also, we are shooting on OnePlus 6 because we had tremendous success shooting on phones. A lot of photography these days is more phones than iPhones. A lot of influencers, let's say Santoshi Shetty, one of the most famous fashion influencer, and Ashna Shroff, the Snob Journal, as she was known back then, used to have like 5-10 photographers who used to just shoot a lot of these bloggers and stuff for their content on social media. So they would, in a month, have like 10, 15 days of shoots here and there, and different outfits. They would go to the location, get lighting, people there, think of a shot, have a Pinterest board. Now you know what happens now. They just go with an assistant with an iPhone. They just shoot, like take a picture, throw it up, no filter much, this that, maybe a little VSCO filter, and then they're done. And this happened way back 3 years ago. 3 years ago, the top influencers are already shooting just phone pictures and using them. So a lot of photographers kind of went out of the mainstream because these people were a lot of trendsetters in their own category in fashion and lifestyle. So with them, a lot of things do change. As a photographer, you need to stay updated to what the trends are and how the your career is going to shape up based on what the industry norms are changing. Like you can't be selling DVD disc and CD-ROM anymore. You can't. There's not much of a big market left for pen drives anymore. There's a big market for SD cards, but like earlier we used to download songs. Now we just Spotify, YouTube it, and so a lot of things will keep changing in photography. Demands for DSLR has gone down. A lot of demand for phones has gone up. Action cameras has skyrocketed. So you need to know a lot of things in terms of what kind of investment you need to initially put up for your own career, but also what is a profitable choice. What is a choice that's gonna need you to lock in on this specific thing for 2 3 years. So we wanted to do music videos from forever. So to get it proof of concept done that we can shoot a music video, we first did it in phone. We shot these two music videos on phone. They blew up really well. We showed them to a lot of production agencies, a few music artists and production teams, and a lot of them wanted us to do more stuff like this because we were shooting not just what you say, having the rapper in and just singing. We did a lot of VFX in it, so it was a showcase of our editing capabilities and getting it done in that frame of time. And then when you tell the client or that, oh yeah, this is just done on a phone, imagine what we can do on a camera. So it just blows up their mind and gives you a lot more your client a lot more confidence in you as a creator. All right, next one, Sankalp. These are some shots from what we did from the Adidas night jogger shoot. So, fun fact, I'm probably the only youngest person since like 20. When I was 21, I had worked with both Adidas and Nike. Okay, very competitive brands. I'd worked with Adidas. I'd worked with Nike first when I was 2000, when I was around 19, and the event for that was in car socials. They were displaying all these artists that sent the Air Max 97 shoe for, and I was the only one of the six selected artists who could not go inside because I was underage to go in that nightclub at that moment of time as a college student. So the organizers sneaked me in somehow, and then I got to see my own artwork and stuff. But it was amazing, like all these cool people with all these amazing sneakers, amazing outfits, and a lot of people don't know Car Social has an underground basement club also, which is like a VIP area. They'll only let you go up, which they use a basement for special parties and stuff. So going there and finding it was a new world for me. I was like, damn, people in Mumbai have like cool style and stuff. You just have to find the right people and get invited to the right parties, and then the network effect just takes place, and everyone knows you're this artist. You're displayed here and there, and it just blows up. So networking is a very big part. Moving on to the next stuff. On top of that, these are some things we've done. These are some GIFs and some behind the scenes kind of images. You can see on the rightmost one how I've edited it. You can see the edit happening in process. This was just done in Malad Skywalk right here. The middle one is done in Powai. The left image was just an image of me throwing a lens ball, and it's edited like to be an abstract, magical appearing thing. Okay, Sankalp, the next one now. Superwac, a lot of you may or may not have heard, is a fashion wear brand. It started as a small, what do you say, wallet. They had this Teflek material that made the wallet unrippable and waterproof. And it was one of my first clients back in 2015 Instagram time. So it is one of the relationships you build with the people behind the brand that also matters in photography. Let it be food or in the restaurant business, a lot will happen in fashion and technology. This was one such brand. When they started, they were just selling wallets. It was a small startup based in Hyderabad, and we had done a few giveaways with them, a few free shooting and stuff. After 3 years of casually shooting them, they finally liked the content that we posted and offered us to do their launch of their first slinger. What do you say? A slinger. As you can see, she's wearing that. This brand calls it a slinger. A lot of them will call it a dad pouch or I don't know. A lot of different brands call it a different name, but it was definitely catching up last year, and a lot of high beast and all were starting to wear these things. So we shot the launch of that. We shot the launch of their mask. We shot the launch of their new clothing line. and it blew up on their Instagram. It blew up on their socials. We're doing this is going to be the third year we're doing the launch of their products. There's a new line coming with skaters with Jägermeister as another collaboration with the brand. So from there it can open a lot of different avenues for shooting beverages and different kind of brands. So having good relationship with your initial 5 customer paying clients who and banking on them, not just providing a competitive rate but making content that will blow them up more than they can think, is going to help you get a lot more clients and connections through that. If you can click on this video, you guys can actually see the video also, but that's for another time. Let's not deviate. Okay, Sankar, next one. There's just more images and stuff we did for them. This was when they were launching their own caps and their clothing line. So you'll see they went for the hip hop urban look style. They're one of the initial brands that supported skateboarding culture in India. The other brand is Urban Monkey, which also many of you may know. It came on Shark Tank recently. Supervec is the second brand, second most known brand. And then third, fourth, you get Thrasher and Jaywalking and all those, which have recently launched, but as high fashion and stuff. So you can see in this picture, there's 2 light painting images. I'll be talking about light painting as well in a bit, as I find it's a very exciting genre and it's very underexplored, and there's amazing artworks that you can do. Let me just go through showing the stuff quickly so I can expand on it. Next, yeah. This is again from that same shoot. We were shooting for the caps and stuff, and if the first image you can see is heavily edited, it's my style, which people call cyberpunk, vaporwave, retro waves, which I'll be explaining later on in this presentation. The leftmost is an edit. The center one is not an edit, just shot that way. It's a light painting with a big tube of LED light strip. On the right, it's just a simple edit to like they have this printed in their stores also. By the way, they love the images so much. Moving on. Yeah, Rage Coffee. How many here know Rage Coffee or have gotten an ad for it on their Instagram? Can you just like quickly raise their hand in this meeting or something? Let's see how many. 5, 6, 7. Okay, 10. How many have gotten Rage Coffee ka ad Instagram? Some a friend is doing a video. You've seen this coffee somewhere. Okay, so it's a very, yeah, 12 people at least. That's like half the people here. That's great. So Rage Coffee, and I have a very funny story. I was the first creator who worked with Rage Coffee. They didn't have even e-commerce pictures and all done. So I had my Instagram account actually hacked once, my main page, which is very devastating. But I had lost all hope. I knew the community manager at Instagram because I've done a lot of walks for Instagram itself in the Mumbai community. So they took a month. It was their vacation time. It was somewhere in August. So they do have their worldwide Insta Meet sessions, which I've done for 3 years for them non-stop. So I did have some good clout to get connected back and retrieve my account. After a month, I got my account, and in like half an hour, I just got my account. She said, use this login, enter your credentials, you will get your account back. And we got the account back. Half an hour later, this dude calls me. Hey, I love your cyberpunk visuals. I love your style. I don't know what you call it. It's very different. It just, I think, will go with our brand and our color theme and everything. And I think you should totally shoot some stuff with it. I'm like, yeah, hi, nice to hear that. Who are you? He said, I'm Bharat Sethi. I was the ex-founder for Poster Gully. Poster Gully, if you may know, was it used to sell posters and stuff, printed posters. It was a very big business. I'm like, okay, but what brand are you talking for now? He said, I'm talking for a new coffee brand. We can't reveal the name because it hasn't launched yet, and we'd like so they had selected me before they'd even launched their brand also. It was that early working with Rage Coffee. Now Rage Coffee has gone massive. They've got $10 million invested in them from a lot of venture capitalists. And it's a very highly creative coffee brand, emerging coffee brand. They're the third brand after Nescafe and Brew Gold that's outselling all the other brands. And they have very exciting social media presence and all. So We did their first ad with Ranvijay Singh. It was my third project with Ranvijay. And it was so last minute. The guy just came to Bandra. He said, "Hey, can you come up for a quick meeting? We want to shoot a video. Let's just talk about it." We talk for an hour. We have coffee. It's 8 p.m. Things get finalized. We leave from Bandra. We reach home by 10. We are just constantly calling this, that, everything. And in the morning, 9 o'clock, we set up everything to shoot with Ranvijay in a studio in Bandra. And we hadn't even seen the location ourselves. We just in Google Images. We just had a 8-9 people team, so we know it's gonna be quick for us. But in the next picture, I think you can see visuals from that in the next slide from that ad that we had shot. Yeah. So all these are like tidbits from that shoot that we did. We did a product shoot. We did a outdoor shoot with Ranvijay. We did an indoor basketball themed shoot. We did some 3D work for him. We shot him on a green screen, and it was a phenomenal crew. All interns, all amazing people. Uh, and even our lightman was not actually booked until like 10 a.m. in the morning, and he was all the way here in Kandil. He had to go all the way to Bandra and get all the things and stuff sorted. So imagine a project of this scale was so last minute that we almost had no time to confirm things. But we didn't say no, we said yes. And now Rage and Dismantle Media have a great relation where we've done a lot more projects and stuff for them ever since. So going on to the next one from here is Vaporwave and Cyberpunk. Just give me a second. How many here know by themselves aesthetic in when I say what is vaporwave and cyberpunk aesthetic? How many people here have seen a vaporwave edit or a cyberpunk edit on a picture? If your friends are into it, your photographers, you come across these things, just raise your hand and just let's see how many people are casually aware of these aesthetics kind of pictures that you can see. Sahil, Sunil, Sankalp, Yash. That's all. 5, 6 people. 7, 8. Come on, you guys are young people. I expect a lot of energy and Gen Z power from you guys. All right. It's a lot of people. I count 7 or 8. All right. That's great. So in the next slide, let me explain what Vapor and Cyberpunk is to a lot of photography people here. Vaporwave is a fun, usual style of nostalgia. It has a lot of ambient light, grid lines. It has funky poppy colors. It's a bit of abstractionism. It's a strong part of Vaporwave is in how computer software looked like back in 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, how it was all like Microsoft 2000, 1998 and stuff. And if you guys may have realized, this entire presentation is themed around Vaporwave, from the background picture to the terminology and the color schemes that we're using. You can see it's literally the same. So I was the first in two things. I was in the top 10 Vaporwave artist of India, and I was among the top three first cyberpunk artists in this country. And I'm not saying game development, I'm saying purely in photography space and purely in videography space. And this was in 2017 and onward. Cyberpunk didn't catch mainstream until 2019, even the game itself. And it became very mainstream in 2019. And before that, we had a lot of projects already done in that. So we had a good advantage for that. A lot of you can just go to my Instagram feed right now, just scroll a bit and check out. It's Ace Rege, ACE_REGE, and you guys can check out what that content is all. Moving on to the next one, Vaporwave is a lot of pastel colors as well. So a lot of them are neon inspired. Here are some ways we've used Vaporwave in images. A lot of these are phone images. Some are from DSLR. So it just shows you can integrate it anywhere that you like it. You can Uh, in the top right picture, that's actually me in the background from the set of Prada. Uh, the second picture with the Instagram photo thing is inspired by original form of vaporwave with a bit of abstractionism, and I'll be sharing my creative process on how I came on that edit more on in the picture below. Moving on to the next one is cyberpunk. Now, I want all of you guys to raise hands who know what cyberpunk as a genre is again, or have heard about the game, or have been listening actively in this conversation. What cool games and how technology is making all of us more uh, what do you say, excited and curious about the future. And cyberpunk is basically capturing that and showing that kind of future in images, in drawing art, in videos and stuff. Even when the game came, there was a lot of continuous hype for clients to want this kind of lighting and stuff. A lot of music videos still ask for cyberpunk treatment on them. So cyberpunk, as a lot of people think, is just futurism. It's not. It also involves, cyberpunk is always known as a future city that's in a dystopia. Dystopia means in a harsh government like dictatorship, fascist government, and there's just a lot of divide between the upper class and the lower class. The cyberpunk people are usually the lower class or the middle class people who romanticize the city in the future and show you how the city and how they traverse through it here and there, how they live through it, and the glaring reminder that is the city is always up, running, and watching you, and you have to be like a ninja, modern day samurai to like swift through it and live through it. So it's a romanticization on the neo-futurism genre that started in 70s, and the visuals from them just stuck on, and people just appreciate love watching this form of eye candy. So next on in the next slide, I'll be showing you some of the cyberpunk images I've created with the fashion genre and stuff. In the second picture, that is literally Andheri socials. We just caught it on a rainy night, added some editing, some filters, and some transverse effects, and we got that kind of a look. So it always shows a dark, what do you say, cyberpunk images can be classified very simply. To show a dark future with a fictional character or a fictional landscape, and you have to show how your character blends into it. A lot of you can actually do cyberpunk editing, just find a lot of cyberpunk wallpapers and stuff, find shoot really cool pictures that belong there. Don't just shoot your friends here and there. Ask them to wear some cool outfits, a cool hoodie, nice shoes, use some LED lights or your phone flash and all. Get a nice angle, find a nice wallpaper that goes with it, and just cut it out and paste it on top of that. A lot of people can do this on phone apps as well. All of these pictures were actually edited in the phone, not on Photoshop. So it is definitely possible, just takes a bit more time. Moving on to the next one, I think should be surrealism. So surrealism is quite new to a lot of people. It's simply put things that probably would not exist in real life, and but still have elements of real elements, but they're just like they're never going to be in that same shape. Like this, you can see the earth in a tube-like shape, which we know is not going to happen. So it's art at its best, creativity. It's not to be mixed with abstractism. Abstract is just colors, shapes, and lines. A lot of it is geometry thrown around in a random, obscure way. Surrealism is actually quite planned. A lot of surreal artists really plan out their shots. It can be double exposure. They have to think the theme of it. They have to make sure it makes sense somehow. And it also fits really well in the rule of thirds and in the photogenic category that they want. And a lot of editors, creative directors, a lot of them have a great understanding of surrealism. A lot of Windows Vista wallpapers were surreal wallpapers, which is random light paintings and stuff. So this is a very growing genre. Up next, I'll be showing some surrealism images I have created. So a lot of them are just vague images or show like some form of artistic expression. The first one looks like it's shot from that Inception like world. It was inspired by that. The second one, the lines are actually highway traffic from BKC and someone is flying. Because I actually had this in a dream. I was flying and there's like or when people show two worlds, it's always up and down. So in my dream, I tilted and I was like, the world is here and here, and everything else is sky. So I thought, how would it look in a picture? So I spent a lot of time finding good ideas, good sky backgrounds to just perfectly do it, and that's the result that we got. The other images I shot here and there around, and some have sky, sunrises, some have a galaxy showing, some is inspired from Dragon Ball Z. The image on the top right is inspired from Thor. There's this big armor robot that Thor's father has. So he has flame coming out from his face, so that is inspired by that. Moving on to the next one, I think it should be Urbex, urban photography. Urbex stands for urban exploration. It is the romanticizing of capturing images in places people don't usually go. It can be a decaying factory, it can be a abandoned house, abandoned workshop mills. It's also one of the most requested places for music videos these days, because people love places where other people can't just go in a studio, make, recreate, and shoot. There's a different aesthetic that goes with it, and urbex is my favorite genre of photography. Simply because there's two things. It requires a lot more planning. You can just go into an abandoned place and just shoot it. You need to scout it a bit. Is it safe with all the cops or something around? Is it what kind of angles can I do? What is the best time? How much time should I only be spending here? Because you don't want to go in an abandoned factory and then get mugged with your camera, your equipment, and everything. Because it's very dangerous. Things can fall here and there. You can get robbed, mugged. You can come across drug addiction people that just want to steal your stuff and share it for money. So always go in groups of four or more in case. And the pictures you can shoot here are amazing. This was the biggest growing category on Instagram in 2015, and everyone was doing urbex. Was so cool, and they only did it in foreign places. And all the people I knew in Mumbai, Delhi, and Bangalore, they were all just doing street photography. And if you're a photographer, street photography is good to get quick skills and a quick eye for things. But if you're an artist, it may sometimes feel he sub same cheesy kar rahe. Everyone's just shooting the Bandra ceiling, the Dadar Chowpatty, the Chor Bazaar, the Gateway of India. They're just no creativity, and everyone's showing the same Mumbai you've seen 1,000 times. So Urbex is a great escape from that. You see buildings and stuff, you can like, what if I can get on top of this building, shoot it at an angle, have another person come, a model or something, use some smoke bombs, jazz it up with light painting. So it's like a creative canvas for people. That's why a lot of urbex places also have graffiti and stuff. A lot of graffiti artists love to go to these places, leave their mark. Like Tyler was here, Moose, Enemy, and all those graffiti artists are very well known in Mumbai scene. So a lot of them would come with us. They would do their painting, we'll do our photography. Next up, I'll show some of my urbex photography as well. And in this images, you can see a lot of mix and match with urbex. One has some surrealism element to it. These are done in big warehouses. Like they used to make trains in this warehouse. It was so big, it took them 4 years to break it down. Imagine breaking down takes so much time. We've gone to a cotton mill factory. We've gone to the biggest industrial complex in around Dombivli and Mumbai, which is so big that it takes the space of 3 stations, train stations. It's that big, and it took us like 2 whole days to map out the entire area and go. And it's like, imagine SL World or Imagica, all of decaying urbex places. I made a video about it also. I've not released it yet, but I hope I can share it someday or the other. And we're just shooting all these visuals and stuff there. So in urbex, you need to know your timings, the route you came, your safety. Carry people who have hoods, ask them to do something cool. Don't just ask them to stand and pose like the casual young freshman pose like people want on Facebook DPs. Ask them to get on their knees, do a nice angle, show their shoes, get a skateboard, get some smoke bombs, add more interesting objects and compounds to your photography that way. Moving on to the next one from here is Urbex India. So Urbex India is India's first urban exploration community or even urban photography community. Left one is the first walk that we did in 2018, and 200 people showed up. Imagine 200 people wanting to go to Sanpada. It was in Sanpada, all the way from like Mumbai and Fort and Kolaba, going there to explore an abandoned factory zone. And after that, we just kept growing. The right one is shot in Malad. We had 300 people come up for a photo walk in Malad. It ended with the cops coming and saying, "Who's Archit? Who's Archit? Who's Archit?" Everyone just saying, "You're the guy in the black." And we have a thing, we all wear black. One, because it's easy to realize that you're part of this community, and black makes for great pictures overall. And you also keep your profile low when you're inside these places, so you can like edit each other. If anyone's wearing bright colored shirts and stuff, they'll start coming in other frames and all. It's hard to brush them out and so. So the cops came, they shut the party down for us. So that gave us legendary status immediately. After that, people are like, dude, people were throwing flamethrowers, people had light painting, steel wool. Some people are doing car tricks and shooting up. There's a 5, 6 models here who are approaching. There are skater kids doing skating tricks and stuff. This dude started fire breathing out of nowhere, and behind there's a hospital. So some people spotted us. 6 cops came. They're like, "Why you all guys here? What are you guys doing?" So we're like, "We're just exploring. We're a community. This that." So they gave us 10, 15 minutes. We showed them also what we are doing, and the cops joined us and said, "Okay, cool. This is all cool. You guys can do this. Just try to do it in other places now. You're getting complaints." And a lot of people just ran as soon as they saw the cops and go. So after that, everyone got a lot of hype. Okay, this is a cool thing people do in Germany, in US. They actually go in they illegally trespass in a lot of areas. They make videos about it. Sam Colder, a very well-known content creator, was here in India. He himself went to top of a building of 20, 30 floors and then onto the crane and shot it with a drone there. So that's very illegal. Red Bull has an urban exploration page, which is very dry. The only one thing they had was some guy in 2016 went through this big tower in Lower Parel called Kohinoor Tower, or I think it was called One Casino One or something. And he goes to the top of it and he comes down from that place and he's just showing his experience, how it was walking, all of that. So a lot hold on, guys. I'm actually not getting. Is my screen like frozen for you guys in the video?
Yeah, it is, but we can hear your voice clearly.
Yeah, I think it's moving now.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of stories behind urban explorations. I successfully made a network of more than 100 people across India who love this art, and they actually go to a lot of places, share the Google coordinates, and whenever we're traveling north side or something, we make a quick stop there for a day or two. We shoot it around, we come back. There's amazing places to shoot urbex stuff because one thing, you'll always shoot something somewhere no one else has been, and two, there's a lot many things you can bring together with props and materials to shoot ahead of it. Next one is photo walks. As before just doing urbex photo walks, I was doing a lot of photo walks in Mumbai. The first page that did photo walks in Mumbai was Mumbai IGS community, and they did the same walks the same time non-stop. They had photo walks in Bandra, Vasai Fort, and Gateway and Fort Ballard Pier from there, which kind of gets boring if you're a photographer because you know it's the same thing you're gonna see everywhere. Ceiling का वो rocks पे जाके वो angle का photo होता है. Fort में वो Ballard State का Grand Hotel का photo होता है. उसके बाद एशियाटिक लाइब्रेरी का होगा एक हॉर्नीमैन सर्कल का फोटो होगा वसी फोर्ट में सेम एंड इट्स डन एंड व्हेन यू गो बैक टू योर होम इट्स लाइक एवरीवन गॉट द सेम फ्रेम द सेम एंगल सेम एवरीथिंग some girl got a rainbow umbrella, they got a nice picture with it, okay, that's it, end of photo walk. And they were actually charging for a lot of these walks, 500 and 1000. I'm like, paying 500 to see your own city, what an idiot. They just scammed you off or something. Earlier photo walks were good when Instagram was very small. So a lot of these people made your friends, made your network. A lot of them had good cameras, so you could get your hands on cameras. I would say photo walks don't happen anymore because there's not a desire for it. People have grown quite antisocial to walk around. Walking is like too cool now. But back then, definitely there used to be 300, 400 people. After attending their photo walks for 2 years, I kind of grew tired of it, and I started lot of different communities. One is Plan Hatke, one was with the Mighty Killers International Urban Exploration Community. They had the first Indian meet organized by me and my team. There was India Pictures community at Chor Bazaar, which is the first picture that you see. You can see me next to it in white. In here, in second picture, my blue. In there is Trishita, overrated outcast, Chef Yash. So all of us graduated in the same class in Instagram. They're all verified now because they like stuck to keeping making content, and I kind of shifted off to a more mainstream video than just being a Instagram creator. So a lot of clients, a lot of brands wanted to be part of PhotoWalks. OnePlus started giving us PhotoWalks. Realme gave us PhotoWalks. A lot of brand like the integration. They would give you a new 10 people a new phone camera and let you shoot with it. They would let you, if they're a fashion brand, 5-10 models will wear their clothes and you can shoot a lot of stuff. It was great for brands to host hype around their community also. Uber ke saath we did work, Ola ke saath we did work. So a lot of brands were into this because it was a very good community and all of them are going to shoot their brand and then their followers will see them. They'll get more hits on their hashtag. A lot of this doesn't happen anymore. It happens, I think, online and stuff. People go on live and do talk to each other. But just 3 years ago, this was all the rage. You would meet all your friends on a Sunday or Saturday. You're all going Chor Bazaar or you're all going to some place in Chembur, Baikulla Church and all that. Some dude just put up a location in Cyprus, 200 people going Cyprus together just to shoot pictures of nature and back. So it used to be that wild. A lot of these things happened when I was a first, second year student in college. So it is quite thrilling to meet so many people who also like you follow and you know their photography styles. You talk to them and stuff, and then they're like, "Oh, you're that guy, dude! I recognize your DP. You have some amazing light painting stuff." Then you say, "Oh, you're that." Beatboxer dude, I've seen your videos on Insta. They're really cool and stuff. So you meet them talent first, and then you realize, okay, this is that person. Moving on to the next one. Our portrait and street style. Portraits were always mainstream since Facebook. They got more mainstream now on, and now all influencers, fashion people just go with portrait images and street style. As a fashion photographer, street style is what I started with because if you see my portfolio, already had a lot of urban locations, a lot of outdoor stuff, and a lot of events. So putting all of that portraits and street style fashion was the next thing to go. Luckily for me, when I got the Nike, I saw the sneaker community inside, how it's growing, how it's developing. So I knew there's going to be need for cooler people there because all they were doing back then was just shooting it in a skate park or casually on the seafare and stuff. They were not inventing in new ways of getting angles like the third picture on the right. You can see it's a top down angle, you're getting the building also. It's adding more depth to than just shooting flat and stuff. The first picture you can see has someone putting a light on it, getting a nice Rembrandt lighting like shadow silhouette on top of it. So there's a lot of creative stuff you can do with urban photography and portraits and street style. And this catched up a lot in uh, 2017, I would say. And then it got back mainstream in 2020 when people wanted lo-fi like visuals and wanted great fashion images and stuff. Moving on to next, there are some images I've shot in portrait. This is for a series called Depression. I just think every photographer always who starts in portrait somehow has a series called Depression for no reason. Okay, everyone easily Instagram you get this aesthetic piece of shit. All they'll do is just show someone sad and they'll add a VSCO filter, done depression, and they'll have a nice big caption about it. So it's pretty common. It's fine. But if you can add more things like shoot it in a bathtub, the first one is inside a bathtub, he's half wet. The right one is actually a b-boyer, an award-winning b-boyer. It's Arif Chaudhary, aka Flying Machine, Red Bull Cone winner 3 times. So this was shot during the ad we were doing for Mintra back then called Straight Out of Streets. Moving on, all of these are done with some cool lighting stuff. These are images from the street style photography that we did. The right one is again RF, you're shooting for Myntra. Middle one same, and the left one is shooting for a t-shirt brand called Whiskey Clothing. All of these brands, they are quite big. Whiskey actually started a small video sharing platform, and that platform is now called Chingari. So a small client who's just making t-shirts out of nowhere started Chingari has its own crypto coin now called the Gari coin, and Chingari is like TikTok and Reposo, so it's very big. So you never know how your work is going to end up, giving your network so much value that they give you more work in other ways. Moving on to the next pictures, set of pictures, some more street style images I did for a clothing brand called Stray. I didn't even know what Jordans were back then. I was like, nice shoes, dude. Like, yeah, they're Jordans, dude. They're shoes. Like sneakers. I'm like, cool, bro. You just post for me. Don't tell me what fashion and all is. I don't care. I just click the picture. Next one from here. This Saloni Chopra. She's very well known for being a loud feminist, I would say. And a lot of her content and her persona is surrounded around empowering women, believing in yourself, and kind of standing up for what you think is right. She stood up for uh, a lot of medical shops just hiding sanitary napkins and being very taboo about it and stuff. So she was very vocal on her social media and bringing that out. So I got a chance on Women's Day to shoot her. She had actually DM'd me. I had no idea who she was before that, but we actually ended up quickly shooting. I didn't have a camera. I had to get a camera from someone else, and we shot a lot of images and stuff in just the same day in like 3 hours or so. You can see more images. You can go to the next one, Sankalp, from her. In the left, we tried to kind of recreate the Afghan girl image, which was the most well-known, iconic Nat Geo cover photo. And it was amazing to shoot with the talent because before that I had shot with a few models, but not an actor level talent. And she's a very good actor. She got this tiered in 30 seconds flat from completely dry eyes to this, and she had a teardrop. You can see her right eye has a teardrop that goes to her lip on the right side of her lip. You can see there's a teardrop there. Yeah. So she could do that in 30 seconds, and I was amazed at that kind of talent, talent on command. And she's not from photography, but eventually when I saw this, I was quite intrigued. What do you say? I was quite interested to see what kind of photography you can create with people who know their shit, people who know their stuff, uh, who know good costume design on their own, or who know good poses, who know good timing. Sometimes models come with their own ideas. They have this theme they want to do, and then they give you the liberty. Which lens do you think will work best with it? Which lighting you think will work? Which editing filter you think will work best with it? So this was kind of a collaboration of sort. I didn't have a lot of ideas. She did have a lot of ideas. We just shot it out of the blue, and it came out really good. And from there I got to work with a lot of verified accounts. Back then it was a very big deal. I didn't know anyone who had shot someone verified. Not even Santoshi Shetty and Ashna Shroff were verified. They were all just cool kids with like 100K followers back then. Now they're in the millions, and they charge tens and twenties of lakh for one blog post and shoots and stuff. So it was very small a market. In the right side, we tried to create what a lot of people would know, the Brandon Wolfill fairy lights thing. He kind of started this trend on Instagram using fairy lights and laying down, and people reading books and stuff with fairy lights on top of them. So this is that aesthetic that we went for. Next one, Uncle. Coming down to phone photography, I know a lot of you guys are young people. Not all of us have the money or time to invest a DSLR and learn it. Phone is the best, second best thing. Now, I think everyone has a good phone with at least 3 cameras in it. At least I'm saying. And the fourth one, maybe the selfie camera. So there's 4 cameras. So smartphones, when I actually had made this presentation like 3 years ago, I was getting it in another college. I think it was Metibai or so. Back then, phone photography was so new. The OnePlus 5 had just come out, and people are like, "Yeah, nice phone." And iPhone 7 was just out. 6 or 7 was just out by then. So people are now starting to see that phone pictures can also like do the job. And I was a very big advocate for phone photography because 95% of my portfolio was phone photography at that point of time. And people are just amazed what pictures can, for what phones can do if you know to shoot it right, and you need to know how to edit it better. It'll really take you everywhere. And Instagram now is 99% phone stuff. So there's a lot more competition because the ground is all taken on and there's more people with phones and stuff. But it's definitely a great place to start photography, even if you don't want to understand camera. So next up, I'll say some features about phone photography, or I think DSLR photography. Yeah, these are some images I've shot on phone. The left one, the first one is bike with girl. If a lot of you may be following her, she reviews super bikes and stuff. And this is when I got to shoot the first Ducati Panigale V4 in India, 1200cc bike. The shot in Balad Estate. Not a lot of people could tell because it has an abstraction behind it. It has some smoke under the bike. It has different color tones than people usually do with portraits. The middle one is in the railway yard that I had gone. The right one is just in Charkop Sector 8, and it's a handheld photo, just holding it for 3 seconds flat, and a bus passes through, and it looks like something really fast went from behind them. All of these are shot on OnePlus 6. I will talk more about OnePlus 6 as a brand. This is a picture light painting again from a phone attached to a gimbal in the middle, and that's me with a full chatti drawing this, coming back, drawing this, coming back for 15 seconds. If you can see somewhere next to her hands, left and right, you can actually see me in sandals. If you can trace it. In the next picture, you'll see another variation of this. Yeah. So that was butterfly. This is a demon dragon sort of thing. So we went with gargoyle wings and stuff. And same full chatti thing. And you can see actually it shows my face coming out of it like a possessed ghost or something in the middle of it. It's kind of creepy, but it came out cool. So I went with it. People loved it. Next on, I have some light painting samples I've done on phone. This is the Love Mumbai sign at Bandra Reclamation. And I just asked this dude to sit there. And the other thing is me with another phone, just the flash, bouncing around like it's making a small igloo kind of thing with light. Turned out great. OnePlus loved the images. They reposted all these images and stuff. The sky, it's edited. I'll admit that. You can't do great astrophotography. So now we fake gani. It's still okay. Going on to the next one, I have some light painting. Yeah, left one is just IC colony. So a lot of Instagram back then was how you can do something cooler, not just show cooler outfits, but do something cooler where you can like show different perspectives and fake narratives and stuff. So it's like hand grabbing it like an ice cream. It was minimalism and stuff back then. So on the right side, it's again shot from a OnePlus phone itself. Just someone with fairy lights really doing it really fast, and the photo came out cool. So why not? Next up, I have some light painting stuff done. This was for the light painting workshop that I did in another college. We did an entire video on this for like 20-30 minutes of video explaining and it in detail. So maybe if you guys have me some other time, I can do that workshop here as well for people interested in light painting. And this is done on a camera. There's another picture after this with the light source. So there's a raw picture. Once we edit this, I didn't need the time much to, but it can be made into a cyberpunk visual as well, adding some hologram on top of his eye lenses, adding some clothing material on top of him and stuff, putting him in a different background. All of those things. If you have a good base picture, you can make it much more cooler in theory and in concept. Moving on to the next one. Here's some light painting I did 2 days ago. This was done for Asus ROG backpack, and it's also for a collaboration I am Xerxes are doing on for Asus. And this is the RGB light. So we one thing we love in light painting is this Kino light. It comes out for $500 a day, and it's this big LED light. Godox ka. Use it, you paint around stuff. There's one tiny LED light that we also use to go around in the right picture. These are some color variations. So brands love this kind of stuff. A lot of the content they showed us was just people photoshopping lines, overlays, and all, and they like light painting. And I'm like, we can't take the cheating route. You have to give them something good. So we did all of this physically and just altered some colors here and there in the edit. That's all. Moving on to the next one. So shot for an hour or so. This is one of the last images we created that the brand really loved. Like this is looking really cool with the bag and stuff. And it's not photoshopped anything. Just one editing application, just some enhancements you do in the color and you're done. People still can do a lot of these things in phones and stuff. So I would ask them, go try light painting. It's really cool. Moving on to the next ones. DSLR versus phone versus action cam. I get this is the most asked question that I get from people between the age of 20 to I'd say 17 to 23, first year of college. And once they've seen a lot of their friends have cool Instagrams and stuff, in the second year, if they're interested in photography, as a lot of people here are, they ask me first thing, what should I invest in? In a good phone, because phones are now like they cost as much as my college fees were 3 years ago. It's crazy, dude. Like there are phones now, OnePlus and Oppo that are costlier than a year's engineering college fees. Can you imagine that? Fuck. So people ask, should we spend that much in a DSLR, a phone, or something like a GoPro action cam of sorts? So I broke it down. I said, buy I'll just wrap it for you guys really fast with this. DSLR you want to buy, invest 3 years after that, and DM a lot of people. Let's shoot Sunday, Saturday, every Saturday, Sunday. Just see some new pictures, save it on Instagram, ask them for a shoot. Phone, I hope you have a great life and you like to go places and travel, because if not, you're just not using it much. Huh? Go out with your phone, go gateway, go 100 places, get your chill friends, get your travel friends, get your sports like friends. Say, I'll do a quick shoot for you, do some videos and stuff. Say, get 3 or 4 outfits in your bag. Let's go Kalyan out of nowhere. We used to do this. We used to bunk college at some point of college got bunked. Everyone was off, mass bunk. So we'd just say, hey, it's 12 p.m. What should we do? We can't go home till 6 because then our parents will know our college ends at 2 and till 6 we just do time pass. So for 6 hours, you can't just go sit in a cyber and play CS all the time. So you just go out somewhere else. And with phone, we used to go to Dombivli, Lonavala, Palghar, just to like we had this thing. We wanted to stop at every station from here to in the entire M indicator. Every station it shows. We wanted to get down at that station, take picture, and come. So we said a lot of stations have really cool architecture here and there. Let's just go. Let's just find cool places. That's how I kind of got into urbex as well. I saw so many freaking cool places just as you can see and walk for a kilometer. And I would say if you have a lot of fun life, get a phone. If you have patience and want to make money out of it and stuff, get a DSLR. Don't spend more than 50K on it. It's stupid to do it on a DSLR. You can always rent for specific shoots and stuff. And the third is action cam. Action cam, I would say, is for people who already have an affiliation with, are really good in one form of sport. It can be skating, it can be cycling that you like, it can be cricket or football, but only if you're super active as a person, it's gonna help you. Otherwise, it's just no point just holding it there and using it for same purpose, because an action cam one is the most stolen thing. So if it goes, you're gonna cry very bad. If your phone gets lost, you can actually get a new phone as well or find it. But action cams cannot be found. And many times I've seen people get their action cams stolen, damaged, or something. So I say, if you're a careful person and if you go on a lot of treks, you go on a lot of cycling, you go on a lot of hiking, then buy that camera. It's not gonna look anywhere close to professional on a shoot. You're just coming with a GoPro, or it's not gonna have good lighting at night. They are very bad. After 7 p.m., 6:30, you cannot use your action camera. It's useless. In Urbex, we only used it for very wide angles and stuff, because phone didn't come with wide angle cameras back then 4 years ago. They just started last 2 years, and we use them for video stuff when we are walking on the ledges of those rooftops and stuff. You're like, dude, if you fall now, don't take my phone with you, take the action camera, okay? It'll still work, I'm sure. People were that stupid back then, so you had to be careful and stuff. And GoPro did an entire marketing thing. They built a big community in India and Mumbai, so a lot of people are throwing to get a GoPro. It was very hypeful in 2017, 18. Everyone wanted a GoPro, but I said, hey, chill. A GoPro works if you work out first. You can't just like take a GoPro and do great pictures. You have to go so many places. And if you're a travel person, then it's great for you. But GoPro has been declining for the last 5 years, and the simple reason is phones are waterproof now. Phones are a camera and an editing software and Instagram, and it can do calls and it can edit videos. So action cameras fell out of favor. I never bought an action camera. I did buy a GoPro 360 though. It is not targeted action, but that's the only one I invested because I found it very cool, the kind of things you can do with it. Moving on to the next one is another question I get asked. What are some good softwares for photography? The number one, I say Photoshop. I'll just explain how much time you need to spend to learn these applications. I'm sure all of you know all these applications. Snapseed everyone has, PixArt everyone's heard. Polar is one I use the most. I use it for 90% of my editing things. It's a free software. You can download it from Chrome Web Store also directly. It's on Android and iOS as well. It now switched to a subscription model, so I think it's a bit costlier, but nothing is ever going to be costlier than buying an Adobe CC subscription. So if you guys are all students, you get 30 to 50% off discount on it. So do use that with your ID card. You're gonna regret if you don't use it. After that, it's like 30,000 a year, or you can just uTorrent it, whichever works fine. So Photoshop would take 2 years to master, to understand, get used to it, be creative in it. Adobe Lightroom will take 2 months. If you're just starting as your first application, in 2 months you'll master Adobe Lightroom, you'll download presets and use. Polar is going to take you 2 weeks to understand and use. Snapseed and PixArt will take you 1 week or 5 days to understand and get used to the features and stuff. There's a lot of good tutorials out there. PixArt can be very powerful. VSC will take you 1 hour to understand. Okay. VSC is nothing, just button daba, acha dig gaya, chap do, export. So that's how I explained it in a lot of different seminars also. What kind of software, what kind of time you have to put in. Moving on to the next one from this are going to be types of professions in photography. Yes. So many people buy cameras, they say, bro, paise kaise kamao? I say, चुपचाप मेरा सेमिनार पे आ जाओ और ध्यान देना, तेरे को सब पता चल जाएगा. This is what we tell them. The number one money making business in photography ever since and will always forever be is wedding. Okay, you're in India and you're never gonna make that much money back again unless you do weddings and stuff. Okay, weddings is the biggest pie. Everyone goes to it, and that's why I hated wedding. I didn't want to be in it. Eventually, there are some really rough months where you can like दो शादी कर लेते हैं ना 6 महीना और कट जाएगा अच्छे से EMI भरना है. So always good to know a lot of skills that you can save or go back to, because not always you're going to get fashion clients, not always you're going to get cool brands, not always you're going to get food photography only if you're passionate about that, or landscapes and stuff. So next is fashion and product. This is the genre I master in. And below that is street and journalism. In street photography, there's all fashion and stuff. If you know this photographer Haram Kaur, he used to come on our photo walks also. He's quite big on Instagram these days. He documented Mumbai so much, his picture almost made it to a Nat Geo headline photo. It was shot on a phone, on a GoPro. It was a girl standing in a beach, all surrounded by kachra, all plastic kachra, and just holding her hand like this. And it went viral. It went so viral. Mr. Beast's YouTube had that as a thumbnail for one of his videos. His reaction channel had it in it, and it's crazy, dude. And journalism is shooting for projects. About a lot of projects I do for my client Red Bull. When they want to shoot hip hop artists, they have an entire blog article on them, but they want to go and capture that artist and the story behind it. So I shot with Saad Bantais, I shot with Ami Bantai, I shot with Swadesi, Mawali, the Swadesi project and stuff. So journalism is you go, you smoke up with them, you have a drink with them, you find out their story, you find out their passion, who inspired them, where they hang out, where they make their music, where they get the inspiration, the area they grew up in, and you journalistically picture them in really cool pictures. And that's how it goes on a blog, that's how it goes on the internet, that's how it goes on different publication sites. I've seen my images on Vogue, on Scoop Whoop, on GQ India. I'd not shot them for them, but it just ended up there. And it just has a great effect. And then 5 years later, you see another article and you're like, it even got printed. It got printed in 3 magazines, one of which made up to my home. And my mom's like, "Hey, I saw this photo. It says your name here." I'm like, it must be wrong. It's like a Marathi magazine, Lokmat it is. And I open it, and the Saat Banta is a thing I had shot for Red Bull. They had an article in Lokmat and they couldn't get good pictures, and I had good pictures. So I gave it and it got printed. And I was like, that's crazy, dude. How did it end up in a Marathi magazine out of anywhere? Uh, Fourth and last are creative and design. When I say creative, it means all the genres I explained. There's a big market to edit pictures and shoot cool pictures with a lot of fashion influencers want more cooler content. A lot of brands, if you have a phone brand, if you have a shoe brand, if you have an eyewear brand, want cool photographers. They are like done with the fashion and the lifestyle ones. They want more stuff. If you have a earphone company, for example, let's say like Realme earbuds or so, they don't want just people standing and just posing with it. They have their e-commerce team to do all those in-house. They want creative people in different places. Maybe you're a graffiti artist who likes noise cancellation when you're doing your graffiti and want to hear some music. Well, good thing you know graffiti artists or a photographer who does urbex. You can go and shoot all the stuff for them, and they'll be really surprised and they'll be really happy with the content also. The last one I say is travel and lifestyle. I put it last because lifestyle is, unless you already have a fat career in photography and followers, it doesn't make sense to be a lifestyle photographer. You need to have a network and 3 4 years in your own community and audience. Then you can go lifestyle and travel. Travel, a lot of people like start travel content and they don't really end up anywhere with even their first client or so. And a big reason for this is travel companies, real estate, hospitality companies are the companies that spend the less money in advertising. They are not in the business of uh, showing people have fun at the hotel. They have hotel. They know people are going to come. They put it in a touristic place for a reason. They spend it on Google ads, booking.com ads. So they don't spend in content. Now with companies like Zostel and Oyo and stuff, they have started doing a lot more marketing and sharing spaces. You might have seen your friends go to a Lonala villa or so if they're content creators, and they get a free stay in exchange for creating some videos and images for that. So that's why travel and lifestyle is a very end goal kind of thing. You may want to retire into it, not start only wanting to do travel and lifestyle, because it will make you bankrupt faster than making you money. If you have a 100K around following on Instagram also, you can leverage that and start making more content for travel pages and stuff, because you have to be really good at your work when you're doing all these genres. There's no retakes and stuff. Moving on to the next, from this, there is going to be some graphic tools and graphic design. I Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So a lot of people say, "What is graphic design?" They're like, "Oh, Photoshop, Corel Draw." I'm like, "Yeah, that's the tools, but what is graphic design?" It's very easy. Everyone knows what a graphic designer does every day. It's one of the most requested jobs in digital marketing agency companies. Every photographer should, in backup, know graphic designing, editing, and how they can spice up. If you don't know that you took 5 pictures, if you merge them, it'll make a sick picture. You're not utilizing your talent to the full. And trust me, just traditional photography is slowly receding in exchange for creative photography. So I highly tell a lot of kids and a lot of new joinees that spend a lot of time in graphic design, see what kind of categories are there in graphic design. As in the next one, Sankalp, I can show more tools and stuff for graphic design. Uh, Photoshop, anyways, you're learning it for editing pictures. Might as well learn it to manipulate pictures and stuff. Skillshare hai, 6 घंटे का देख लो. You can get Skillshare stuff if you put it on a torrent site for free. That's how we all grew up. YouTube is amazing. People keep sharing. Peter McKinnon, Potato Jet, and Brandon Wolfell. Even so, these people share a lot of creative stuff on their YouTube channels. A lot of photographers already know them. Going to the Adobe Illustrator one, Illustrator we say because Illustrator will help you get a lot of graphic designing jobs. People really like, if you're just photographer, that's great. But if you're a graphic designer and a photographer, you are opening way more windows for your career to grow. And Corel Draw is another software, really hard. Printer वगैरह Xerox वालों को आता है बहुत सारा use करने. Don't spend a lot of time in it. Just something if you want to do. There is InDesign and then there is PixArt. So these are all graphic design tools. How much time it takes to master them? लेकिन the PixArt 2 दिन में master हो जाता है. It's that quick of a software. Moving on to the next ones will be some samples in graphic designing of 2020. Yes, I say 2020 because I think a lot of us stopped evaluating life after that. Yeah, like जो दिशा में जा रहे जाएंगे हम, कभी भी लॉकडाउन हो सकता है. Let's not stress about it. I think the right image, yeah, it's loading. It's a GIF. Some graphic design trends of 2020. The left one is minimalism in 3D objects. The right one is full 3D style. It is a 3D image. So a lot of things are moving in 3D as well. Photography has a lot of use in 3D. Trust me. There is 360 that goes in 3D. HDRI maps, we call it. People take images and then convert them into 3D also. So knowing some graphic trends will always help you to know what is in trend, because photography is gonna be here. Marrying a good graphic, good fonts, typography, message copy, and a good image is what makes digital agencies run. So that's a very possible career for a lot of people. I would say when I did engineering, 8 out of 10 people I knew in my batch ended up doing digital marketing, ended up working there, having done engineering. Just 4 people made it as software testers and coders. Imagine an engineering college. So that's how much they learn for to just do something photographers can eventually go up to. Might as well do it also. Ahead of this, some more trends. This is again some isometric design, 3D like designs and stuff. A lot of people create this in dioramas and stuff. Next one, Sankar. You also have AR designs. Yeah, you can click. So AR is augmented reality. It's the hottest keyword this year with all Snapchat lenses, Instagram lenses and stuff. People love AR designs. It's integrating software and your camera to have 3D virtual items. Bitmoji, if you've seen on Snapchat, Instagram filters now are beautiful in AR and stuff. So back in 2020, I wrote a big article on this saying how it's going to be the most mainstream thing in 2021. It became in 2022. And we have so many creators and stuff doing AR designs and all. A lot of brands need the filters. A lot of companies are looking for cooler ways to have their ads. If you can just point at a billboard, it says MI something, and you just hold it for a second. Imagine that ad coming out of it, like a 3D design thing filter, and it's coming out of the billboard and it's showing you a quick video of 30 seconds or something, and it's in 3D. It's possible in AR. MI has already done this, but it just opens new avenues. And imagine I place this big billboard or something next to a college. All college kids will go and scan that code and everyone will be looking and dude, see this school and all, and you get like around 2-3,000 young kids, young uh, viewership audience posting it on Snapchat, Insta, and more people just seeing a lot of content like that. So this is a lot of marketing strategies brands use also. In the next one, Sankalp, I'll talk more about digital art. A lot of graphic designers can utilize both photography and stuff. Like in the right picture with the shoe, someone shot that picture with e-commerce background, product photography, then added a touch of graphic and just gave it more life and 3D like appeal to it. So digital handmade style is a very big thing currently. Also, people love such kind of imagery and stuff on social media. Next one, Sankalp, is going to be 3D and still, I think, yeah. This is gradients and duotone category in graphic design. It works great with any kind of pictures you have. This, imagine I wrote this in 2020 and then 2021 Spotify ka billboards and ads, they all started with the duotone trend. Then now all brands I see have this duotone color scheme across them. 1+1 duotone and all. So it's just really contrasting colors, super contrast. Like green ka opposite is pink, blue ka opposite is red in duotone, pink and cyan. So really contrasting colors work really good. And it's a very artistic, palatable style that is very mainstream currently right now. You see any headphone ad or something, you'll see something like that. With 3D, yeah, go on. With 3D motion and design, some are done in imaging in camera, you put a track, some are done in motion graphics. All these kind of designs, products and brands love to sell you more and more of on social media, keep you hooked. So it's good that you do photography. It's great if you can take it into video and other applications as well. So photography is like a gateway drug. You first take pictures, you do really good in one genre, then you're like, what else can I add in 3D, in other software, in After Effects, in photo animation? A lot of people ask me Premiere or DaVinci. They ask Lightroom or Photoshop, and so you can always find more softwares that will do a lot more justice to your creativity. Don't get limited by just the softwares you know. Next one is content creation on the go, which is what I say. I was a content creator on the go because all of my content was on the phone, shot, edited. While going back from a place on the train, we used to edit 5-10 pitches. We're like, done, 1 week ka content is sorted for us. Let's just throw it. So a lot of phone applications you would need to know if you guys are watching this screenshot or like download these softwares. Number one is Snapseed. I assume everyone uses Snapseed. I just know. Second is Pixlr Express, also very good for collages. One is photo erasers. So a lot of people commonly want in Photoshop is to just cut out the person or cut out the background. So use photo eraser. If you have something of the same color, just pick this magic brush, put it on a green screen, entire green screen gone. Done. Boom. Faster than Photoshop. PixArt is for everything. There is Canva. Everyone uses Canva as well. We all know it. I'm sure the artwork for today's seminar was also made in Canva somehow. I can just see it. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, so it's a great tool to use to get into both graphic designing and doing it on your phone. Next is Fonto for typography. Fuse is a magical app. I'm sure no one knows of Fuse here. It allows you to take a video like this in like a you just like take a video like this in a circular pattern, and it plays on your phone when your phone tilts like this and this. It auto plays the video. Thoda ek second aage thoda. So it looks like you're seeing something in 3D, and it died out. I think it was a very cool application. People did amazing content from it. Next is Vlog It for phone editors who want to take the editing next level, do like get like Premiere like effects and stuff. Airbrush, we all know, everyone knows this one application for model pictures for your regular pictures. Instamax 360 and Life Labs are just some extra applications. Life Lab is for time lapses and stuff. Instamax 360 is easy for sky placement and some cool inbuilt features and stuff. Next time I'm going to show you how I edited one picture, that Instagram picture that I did. Here are some apps also. Google Camera, if you want that portrait effect. Google Lens, how many people know they have this thing? You can shoot the picture first, then choose where to focus it. So if you don't, it was customary to Google Camera on Pixel only. Now also Pixel has that inbuilt feature, but you can just download that app and do it as well. We found it like way back. You can just take Google Camera, take a picture, do some, you have to like click a picture and go up like this for 2 seconds, and it takes a 3D map of it instantly from video, and you can focus it later. Snapseed SKRWT is for skewing your picture when something is like theta or something. You just want to manipulate it and make the frame right. Perspective and distortion, we call it in other softwares. VSCO, Power Director, UC Browser, Audio Trimmer is way old. It's not useful now. Next one, next. Yeah, this picture, yeah. So this is one picture I just took of my friend. He had really cool hair. I was like, nice flat angle, nice sunlight, nice house next to us. So when I was editing this, I just knew, okay, big sky, empty place. Take empty pictures. If you're a good graphic designer, you'll take empty pictures and you leave space to add more things into it. Don't cram a picture. Minimalist pictures खींचते हो ना, बहुत जगह रह जाते creativity भरने के लिए कोई album पे या wall पे artwork दिखाने. So this picture was just generically shot. Next on how I created in the right side picture. First, though, I added this small little window niche ka, which looks like Windows 2000. Then I added this Instagram ka, iPhone ka overlay I found really on the internet. So like this make a nice meta picture. You're on Instagram, You see a work on that, it is another Instagram video. Inside that there is an image. Inside that there's another window, like an inception, Instagram inception. Feed में feed के अंदर feed. So it is kind of meta back then. So next slide you'll see how I add color or this overlay. Yeah, in this you can see first added this image, then I added the Instagram ka thing, then I added the wavy abstract waters, then I added a color grade on top of it to like marry all of them together in the same color space. So color grading is a very unique skill. Yeah, this GIF is playing now. You can see it happening in real time. So it was another alternate edit also that I'd done with the colors, but this color goes in my feed. Having a good feed was very important back then, and having your own unique style with the colors, so people instantly recognize your picture. And it's a signature thing you should do. Not always I would recommend putting copyright your name or photography. That's a very noob thing to do, and trust me, it's not gonna get you much anywhere. If you have a good signature style, people will see more of it. And I never like the fact of putting watermark on images. I'm like, this is not 2012 Facebook or something. You don't need every. You have their page, they're seeing it on Instagram. Sometimes people would steal, but you'll be like, "Okay, the biggest compliment to your art is someone stealing it." So it's totally fine. You're not getting money for it. You're giving it to Instagram, you're giving it to internet for free. So let's just let it go viral. You never know, someone will come across it. The only person who can recreate that style and that image is you, because you know the process behind it. That is more important to the clients that you'll work in, that you can recreate it afterwards also, because you have the secret sauce. In the next one, switching to the new, yes. When you are changing genres and styles, a lot of things go up and down. Left, in the first two images on the left, you can see I have like 3,500 and 3,600 likes and stuff. This was when I was OnePlus photo ambassador. I had just won a OnePlus, and OnePlus also sent me another OnePlus 6. They did out of nowhere, and we were on contract to create images for their community and stuff for their Instagram page as well. And back then, when I did it, not just the Instagram page, but I went out and I had to shoot so many pictures and I shots, and they wanted to romanticize the city. So I went did all the generic things I used to do in Mumbai, go all these places, add a twist to it, use a lens ball, throw it, get some nice views and stuff inside it, and I got amazing views. And these were one of the first pictures that went like 3-4 thousand and stuff. They went really viral back then in like 2018. I think 18 or 19, having 3,000 is a big deal, dude. People get it now. They put influencer in their bio today instantly. So in the first two pictures I had great likes, but I knew if I keep doing this Mumbai photography and stuff, I'm not gonna go far. Like, just reach is not gonna give you bread or any clients. When I switched to hardcore urban cyberpunk visuals, it was so drastic. I barely got 1,000 likes. If you can see the next two pictures, these are some of the pictures I have got actual work on. Influencers, model, fashion brands saying, "Hey, can you do it for us? Can you do it for a poster? Can you do it for this new series that we're doing? We want a poster photo. We want to shoot something with this in the Adidas collection and all." So the right side pictures are pictures I knew people wouldn't appreciate because they don't understand it. They don't know what it is. They don't like it much. Like cool air fight. They got very less likes on social media. On the other hand, these pictures that blew up didn't get me any work, any recognition. No one will even remember these pictures. This is like you'll go in the explore page, one of those pictures done. So when you move to a new genre, it'll be hard for the first time. Keep at it. Today, everyone's into the film look, the lo-fi look. Great, fuck it. Find what is the next look that's gonna break it. Find something in AR, some kind of new color correction, some effect with like glitch also died so badly in 2019. Everyone is using the same application for glitching that video. You'll see it, you'll know there's that application. TikTok came, that red and blue glitch effect came. Now you see that in a video just year ago, like it's so dated. It feels so old and ugly. Instantly your mind hates it because it's so mainstream. So you always have to find something different from the mainstream, invest in it, maybe not get rewarded for it today, definitely rewarded for it tomorrow. So that's how I started in urban and cyberpunk, going on the embarking on something that no one else saw, understood, then getting the first movers advantage. Because when the brands and all they were pitching creative ideas, they couldn't find people who did this thing, and They're not gonna go and find on Behance and stuff. They'll find on Instagram because they knew they were where the young people were. In the next images, in the next slide, I'll show how brands use the power of community. uh, if you are a budding photographer, it is great to be a part of community. It'll help nurture you, it'll give you a competitiveness with your peers, help you shape skills and stuff. OnePlus, GoPro, Google Pixel, Instagram, all big companies started with the idea of community. And there's a thin line I've done is the left one and the right one. Left one are brands before 2020, really big on the community. Right may of the white line are brands that started the community thing in 2019 and 20, and after that it's a random fact they're all Chinese for some reason. But MI, Realme, they're coming out with a lot of new phones. They are pushing a lot of creator based reels and stuff. Insta360 has a very active community. GoPro has the biggest community known in photography after Instagram, obviously. But GoPro is gonna soon be beaten by Insta360 because they're a community of 360 camera, and they have so many innovative products. And it's a Chinese company. Very few people know this, but it's amazing how much interactive tutorials, content, ideas they keep giving birth to trends. GoPro just reposts your content. Insta360 puts out challenges. GoPro does, but it does so less. It always feels like marketing. But Insta360 putting out tutorials and stuff, having creators come on their page and share, it just takes you in on the community. Okay, they care about me as a audience in the part of the community. Mi used to have photo walks. Realme has started photo walks. TikTok. So we know how trends go viral in a community. Then everyone starts doing the trend, and boom, that song is viral, number one Billboard song. That's the power of community. Next one is going to be freelancing and networking. Yes, very, very, very important. Everyone should know how to get in good parties and make great clients at events. All of majority of the people you're going to work up, you are more likely to meet them at an event or a party than a meeting or a boardroom, okay, or even an email. Trust me. Track and stay updated. See what is the new trend going on. I would say now it's AR and it is 3D graphic design. See what kind of brands don't have that. Pitch them an idea if you had. One of the earliest emails I wrote was to Red Bull. I said, hey guys, I do a lot of urbex in Mumbai. I don't think there is anyone else doing it here. We have a nice community. Can you give us an article or any projects that we can shoot urbex for you? They said, yeah, we'd love to do that. They totally forgot about it. But 6 months later, they come across, oh, we have to shoot some hip hop artist. We need a photographer who knows urban stuff. So whenever you contact agencies, they don't just throw your email. They have to put it in an Excel sheet and list and add, okay, this person contacted for this. This is, you assign it to someone else because they're a media and marketing company. Red Bull is a marketing company first, then it's a beverage company. So they'll always have some use of that for it. They have like 400 photographers they can reach out to, but they had no one to shoot urban or something. They gave me the work. They loved it. 4 years later, I've done 20 projects with Red Bull by now. And all that because I like, hey, can you just write an urbex article? So कोई शर्माने का नहीं, किसी को मेल भेजना है, संतोषी शेट्टी को भेजना है भेजो, किसी को भेजना है भेजो. Just find a good brand. Wildcraft also I wrote a mail saying कि, hey, I'm an urban explorer. We shoot a lot of places and I really like your Hyperdura waterproof bag, 30 liters bag because it has so much utility. It looks great. It'll look great in the kind of settings we shoot pictures at. It has nice small compartments to put phone lens, power bank, headphones, laptop, and it's Wildcraft bags also made for trekking, so you don't sweat or something. In urbex places, you are walking with your bag everywhere. You can't just keep it somewhere. So it really has to be super comfortable. So I sold them this concept, and they then loved it. Forgot about it for a year. 1 year later, they're having a campaign. They're like, "Oh, nice! You shoot a lot of money, take 4 bags, shoot us good content, keep the bags and stuff." That's how I started working with Wildcraft also. And I did some of my best work for Wildcraft, all of it on phone, no camera use. Still went on their Instagram in their marketing campaign. Follow creators you like, share, DM your favorite creator, what you like, pictures about them. More than likely, they don't talk to a lot of people anymore once they get old and stuff. So if you keep constantly like connecting with them, they'll give you a lot of work. A lot of times I get so much work. I do a full-time creative director job here at Social Donut. I'm at that office only right now. A lot of editing gigs, music videos and stuff I get, which I can't go out and take the time out for. So I give a lot of these new creators that just DM me a photo shoot that I have, a video editing project I have, a documentary editing, a sound designing, a 3D editing. The last person I got hooked up for a editing gig uh, about a month ago now works for Bionic, Bionic's YouTube channel. He's a full-time editor for Bionic now, and we just met playing CS:GO, and then he started DMing. He's a photographer, editor too. Now I've given him 7, 8 projects for editing and stuff. So that's how I say, you never know. Go talk to that fashion influencer. Go talk to a person who's into real estate. Go talk to a person who's into product management, designing, and many times your people remember you. You click pictures. They should remember that you click pictures at perfect time to give it to you, and you should have a really good portfolio that they trust you with your name. Okay, all of the people I had done, they knew I was great with phone photography, I'll be better in camera, so they gave the name. Okay, trust this guy. It worked out for them. Now those people also give it out. So do justice to your clients. Give them more than you can always think of everything that can happen worst. You can forget the SD card. It could be raining that day. It could be a lockdown that day announced. It could be trains close out. Always think, okay, we have to go from cab here. We need to take a backup battery. We need to take a charger extra. We need to take a lens just in case. We need to take an umbrella for this shoot. Some shoots we had outdoor, started raining. Terrible. Still had a backup plan so we could do that on the back end. Outdoor shoot, okay. You're like, okay, this place has a big warehouse. No rain will come here. Thoda we'll have to get wet and so, but we'll go through. So you need to have good understanding. Freelancing and networking for people now. Check out good events happening by Homegrown, Insider, Book My Show. If there are happening more than now, you can go for events for free for e-events and something. Zomaland happened online, NH7 happened online. All the people you can connect, Instagram live pay from other connectors. Approach them, talk to them, say I have an idea. They'll always hear it out. Someone on their social managing team will read it. They like it, they'll pitch it. They say this guy did it. I have a real idea, I have a VFX idea. Go to a lot of brand launches. Now to a lot only influencers they call, but earlier they used to call open for everyone. So keep hanging out at cool places with cool image things, and you'll get a lot of cool people around you. Getting more cool people will automatically show you what the industry trends are going on, and it'll give you more people to target with your ideas and concepts if you have so. Following on to the next one, how to work with the artist you want. This I think I just explained this only in another way, but this one just has one additional step to it. Is like if I wanted to work with Divine back in 2017, how would I work with Divine? I would first work with 3 hip hop artists, get good portfolio with them. I would do one in video, 2 in photos. Then I would send it to his manager. I would find whose manager is, who is managed by which agency. So it would be OML. OML mein I knew Ritviz, his manager. I knew Nuclear's manager. I had 7, 8 more friends in that who I knew from Saath Bantais and my brand teams. So I find his manager. I ask a favor from a guy, hey, can you send this? I have an email, can you just forward? Like, sure, sure, sure. Who do you want to work with? Divine. He's like, yeah, he has his own photographer and stuff, so they are not into it. I'm like, just send it now. I have some photos. If he wants, we can do it. He send it, we get a shoot done, just like that. Just got to his manager, he's like, and you never know, maybe they're not liking the photographer enough, maybe they're up for something new, they have a new album launch, an event, maybe the photographer is going to some other event that day. Event photography एक ही चीज पे चलता है, कौन available है और कौन last minute पे टांग दिया golden opportunity for you. Go do it for free, get the content, because the best thing that people don't know that happens in event, even in Daga Sahib, what we are doing is after the event was done, it was happened here in Bandra, and it's all big tourism people, big celebrities, big networking people, marketing companies, brands, and top of the line CEOs, executives of company. And what happened was, what happened after that was, we were there. Hold on. Yeah. So what happened was we shot for so long that by that time even the catering guy had packed up and it was all done. We could not even eat at that event. Not one snack we had there, and we had the complete liberty to go mingle around and stuff. Where we spent more time after the event, the video event and stuff was done. We actually stood around the main stage area, and all people wanted solo pictures with their award, or they wanted with their group and the team and stuff. And guess what happens once you shoot everyone and everything? They want that picture. They know they're never gonna meet you. So what do they give you? The best thing they give you as a marketer or a content creator is their fucking email and their phone numbers. And if you know your services are good and stuff, that is a very good opening hook to get to work with them to know. And we were getting all corporate people's personal email IDs, we're getting corporate people's main IDs. Are like so, 7 people out there were head of tourism for their states. We got the email of head of tourism for Orissa, Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, and you're sending them their pictures. Guess what will happen after that? If you have a good travel content, if you have a good plan, you can send them, hey, like, sure. You were shooting on the team, now, right? Yeah, you can take 3-4 people. We can do a nice tourism like imagery content for that. And if you have the digital marketing capacity brain, you can pitch them an entire campaign and they say yes. The budget they have for tourism is 300-600 crores. All of these people, you can spare some few lakhs for you to just go travel and come and be back. Our battery is going now. Let me just plug in the charger, guys. Hold on. You can go to the next slide. That time. Yeah, it's charged. Oh, we are here already. Damn. This is the end of the line, guys. This is a few quotes I do after a live seminar usually. It's like create art for fulfillment, not engagement. Because all of us are going behind likes one way or the other. Let's not beat around the bush. But the more content you do, uh, the biggest heart touching thing that you'll find is someday when you print your images, keep it in a book in your house, someone comes to your house, your mom, like, you're not there maybe, she's showing, see all these nice pictures my son, daughter has clicked. You see it, it's a magazine or they see it printed. You see it printed, it'll add more value than just seeing it on Instagram or showing someone on Instagram. Because digitally everything gets kept in half a second. When it's physical, you touch it. Some pictures you just want to show. Half the pictures here are not posted anywhere. It's like kept hidden in this thing itself. Because some pictures you want to share the story with people in person, tell them what went behind it, like how much was the struggle to get that picture out when you didn't have phones or DSLRs. Create it because you're feeling like if you just not do anything cool with it, you'll get tired. But if you want to be a landscape photographer, cityscape photographer, do it because it makes you happy. You're enjoying your life. You're young. You have time. You want to do more things in editing. Try hard, but most importantly, have fun. And the second one is for all the hustlers out there. The next slide. For all the hustlers in this meeting who have to compulsorily be a part of it because at क्या बोलते हैं attendance लगती है or something. Hustle for respect, not attention. Everyone out there in Instagram, TikTok is all doing it for attention, but none of them are gonna get remembered once they are 30 or 50 or something. So do good content, touch people's life, make sure that what you're doing is going to have an impact in society or inspiring people, your own friends, maybe your own locality. All these rappers inspire people. They are not just there saying random ass songs. All photographers capture moments and stuff. Your photo may seem worthless today, tomorrow. 10 years down the line, you'll remember, damn, this entire story you can tell your friends just because you had a nice picture of the moment. So with that, I end my webinar on Snap-Tycoon photography entrepreneurship class workshop with here with Ami University Mumbai with the ESL division. A lot of thanks to this wonderful bunch of kids who reached out to me. Fun fact: one of the people on the ESL reached out to me who had actually met through photo walk, Ojaswita. I came across her during like 4 years ago, maybe at a photo walk back in Sanjay Gandhi National Park. So that's how I came across. So randomly paths will just align up. And if everyone's been here having fun, just can just raise their hand for a quick gesture or some emoji can send uh, about now. Thank you. Such active people, dude. All of them are active. So nice to see.
Thank you, sir. Actually, I think I really enjoyed hearing your stories and how you had like your journey throughout, like how you really grew up with not just clicking but also exploring yourself. And I think my observation is that you do like do a lot of experiments with different styles. That's something I think it's not easy to step into a different style altogether, because you have to go out of your own comfort, like you explained some devices and all. So I think it is very helpful, and like also looking at not just photography but also an entrepreneurship aspect, and how well it like explain it. Thank you so much, sir. Oh, I actually have one question, sir. Have you tried micro photography?
Just taking a quick picture for Instagram, guys. Just like quickly.
Okay.
So whoever's there on the video can just really come up quick, and we can take a nice picture for Instagram. Okay, smile. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Yes. Your question was micro and macro photography. I've tried macro photography. It's actually something I started when I had a small tiny phone called HTC Explorer. 7,000 का आता था. First phone ज़्यादा महंगा नहीं देंगे mom dad. A really cool feature. It could really focus back zoom this much. Now photos will come with the macro thing. The reason I did was some nature images and stuff, but macro photography is very limited, I would say. It doesn't have a commercial use, it has an abstract use of sorts. So I just kind of broke out of it because there was no, I didn't have an interest in it. What can you can shoot bugs, you can shoot stuff really small. And there's not a lot of cool things you can do at that small scale. Some people now do that bubble thing and they put a bokeh filter thing and a phone screen on top of it, and they can get like small droplets, small images of that stuff like that. Sure, but it's very limited in terms of what you can do because of the restrictions of your phone camera, or having a
Very
DSLR macro lens is very costly to try. So for that reason, not a lot of thing was done in macro.
So, like, I have another, not a question, but it's just a curiosity. So, like, when we are really going for a shoot or an idea of a concept, like, you have explored through your journey. So, like, before getting into those things, you have influence. How, like, what, like, type of influence do you really look for? Like, when we are for example, when we are even doing a Photoshop, we are in front of a blank page, a blank canvas, but how do you start painting it, or like how do you really generate these ideas? Like sometimes, especially with how well you were exploring the lighting concept and how you were playing with the dark concept, and interesting how, like I said earlier, that you explored different mediums and different styles as you went ahead with your journey. So I just wanted to understand, like, when you are looking for ideas or influence, what do you really look for, or something that you approach, like them, like something. If I tell you, if I talk about my field as a designer, I think I go for Pinterest, like something that I not just restricts me, but then it gives me a lot of exploration other than just what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
That's something I want to ask.
So first of the most inspirational thing you can have is your feed on Instagram. And more than that, stop following meme pages, stop following your reeler friends, just reeler friends. No. Start following foreign photographers, foreign explore tab दिया है अच्छे से use करना. Don't just follow to a lot of guys, not just or anyone's feed I check. Half the pictures are just girls, girls, girls. 90 pictures, just turkey photos and stuff. So leave meme pages. If you want to excel in photography, you'll have to cut your social diet down to artists and cinematographers, designers, abstract stuff. So there's a curse that happened in Instagram somewhere around 2008 18, it was called, they stopped the feed chronologically. Chronologically is the feed comes whoever's last posted 5 minutes ago, 10, and it goes down all the way to 6 hours ago. So it mattered what time people posted pictures, and it also mattered who was the first comment on that picture. Now, when they change it to the algorithm feed like Facebook now has, it'll just show the most like pictures top, the most recently communicated people. And what this cursed is, you are seeing more of people you want to see, but you explore less. You now anytime you open Instagram, after the first 10 things, the 5 things you'll see are a meme, and the sixth and seventh piece you'll see is a sponsored ad of sorts. And that is not really helping. Social media has gone so great at hooking you that गलती से एक YouTube shot या एक reel कोई friend ने भेजा, 3 hours down, you're where the f are you? 3 ghanta you just spend scrolling and something, and it happens to the best of us. And it's a curse because when you become your mind at a young age, Gen Z for example, as growing up your mind has gotten hooked to constant new fresh pieces of content in a scroll. You become a consumer mindset, you don't become a creator mindset. As a creator, I digest way less. You have to create more, you have to be on the field more. When you're on the field more, you can't keep saying, because somehow it'll feel like your idea is copied or you already seen it somewhere. What are trends now? Trends are just see me, do me, copy me, repost it. No one's going to remember this TikTok trend or something, anything ever. If you want to be a creator in this, uh, I would say yes, video is growing up, photo is subsiding, but trust me, that means less competition. And all brands will keep requiring better pictures, better imagery. If you have a concept, go to Behance. You can find good stuff at Pexels, Unsplash, all these wallpaper sites. Start putting cool keywords, Gotham wallpaper, this, that. Recently, I have a shoot with a bike brand, top end bike brand in India, and they contact me saying, we see your cyberpunk stuff and all. We want to shoot our bike like it's in Gotham City at night, and we also want to show cyberpunk visuals. We want to show it's a romance between the rider and the city, but we need 10 editorial level pictures for magazine and billboards. You just have to show a guy going through the city. You want to show hip hop cipher, you want to show a beatboxer, b-boy dancing around, and this guy is just going to different parts. And he said, so I said, who gave you this idea or my contact? He said, this guy from 101 India. He said he worked on it at Mintra. He actually gave this idea looking at your feed. He showed me your feed and he said, oh, you can have an entire Mumbai run at night. This guy does light painting. He works with minimum light. This guy knows all the rappers and the beatboxers. They'll come for you. They'll shoot for you. He's done with b-boy and fashion, so he knows how to integrate humans into it. He's done street photography for so long that he understands how to make it look natural and the angles. So it came off as someone inspired by my idea coming, pitching it to a brand. Brand says go, then it comes to me, and then it fell on to me. Okay, now more, what can we do? So a lot of times ideas come like that. Another way to get ideas is YouTube. The more content you see of foreigner YouTubers, they have a different mindset. They value content a lot more and a lot less at the same time. Like people doing photography in outside countries take it like a passion and stuff. A lot of them start after 25 or so. In India, every 17, 18-year-old kid just wants to start shooting and stuff, which is very good. But a lot of them will give birth to random photo reel trends or something out of it. You see one guy doing photography, everyone's doing it. Having a community helps. If your college has a festival, I've judged so many college festivals, I see very rarely one picture that's like, oh, kid did this at 18 years. Oh, that's great. But then you realize that the reason you're not doing a lot of good art is because you're not challenged in a competing environment. Having a competing environment in anything that you do is great. Imagine your college tomorrow starts a collaboration with Snapchat and says the person who does the best Snapchat filter will get $15,000. In the next 4 weeks, your entire college will be masters in Snapchat lenses. They'll set up their AR career, writing it on their CVs. Imagine Facebook saying you get $5,000 and a summer internship at Facebook if you can do 3 filters in Spark AR application. Our entire college will be professionals in Spark here. This guy knows how to do some good face filters. This guy knows how to code. This guy has a good idea for a game. This dude is really good at graphic design. You all use your sources, become a team, push to it. If you get a doubt, someone will come help you with that doubt. He'll write your code for it. You do the editing on the filter. You write the concept. So it'll be best. That's why colleges are very useful, dude. You think colleges are like online colleges suck, but when it was all offline and stuff, you meet different people from different batches. It's very competitive, and trust me, the best thing that happens in your college is a network that you make there. All of you people make great friendships in engineering. Some people are working in Google. My school friends are working at Facebook. Someone is working at Tesla. You never know when you go US or something, or have someone working in a marketing company that is going to come back to help you. So help a lot of people. And in terms of the idea thing that you also said, feed having a competitive environment. I was very competitive. All the photographers that were of my age and what they were doing, I took it as a challenge, some goal I set. I said, whatever they can shoot on a camera, I want to show I can shoot it with a phone and do it better than them. So I'll add another extended layer of some object or something, make it harder for them to recreate. So that's what gave me a competitive edge and gave me a lot of ideas. And yeah, spend a lot more time on YouTube than on uh, any video app or Instagram these days, I would say. We used to spend 2 3 hours on Instagram, that was it. Then we would shoot. So it's a lot more on your lifestyle also when you think of an idea. I go with the shoot first, edit later approach. In just the last year working in production, I went to the think first, then execute. Because production may you have to think and set it up first. But in photography, point and click, dude. Click 100, 200 pictures. At the end of the month, choose 5 pictures that you would get printed, or say that these are pictures worthwhile. And after every 6 months, you'll see what you're really good at, what were random shots and what were planned shots. And out of 9 out of 10 images, you'll be like, these were all random shots. I just was in the right place at the right time and clicked this. Then I added this edit and it just worked out. It just works out. It's like painting on a blank canvas. Don't think much about it. Yeah, painting is different. You need to think a lot. Photography is a lot quicker to grasp. Okay. And I think, yeah, that's my answer.
Yes, sir. So also due to time constraints, we'll have a Q&A session with you, a proper Q&A session with you via Instagram, because we have many people who have doubts, but due to time constraints, we'll have to wrap up. So yeah, with that, our event has come to an end. I would like to thank our guest speaker, Mr. Archit Reke, for taking out time from his busy schedule to interact with us and share his knowledge and experience. I would also like to thank all the members of the club for their beautiful presentation and their efforts they put into it. I would also like to thank all the volunteers who helped with organizing the event, and last but not the least, our beloved audience for making this event a success. Once again, I thank one and all present here. Have a great day ahead, and to the photographer enthusiasts, keep shooting. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Have fun, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have anyone from the ESL over here? Yes.
I think this meeting is being recorded, so
Yeah, so we'll
will
need someone to
leave the
end the
meeting.
recording.
Yeah.
Just
Sankalp, I think everyone can just exit the meeting, and if we have
yeah,
any
she's
discussion
actually
with
joining in.
members, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
क्या ही था भाई. Hi Tushar.